invested in your marriage. If I look at your bank account, what does it tell me? Does it tell me you actually do care about your wife?
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was actually a really dope video, and there were a lot of excellent points made by this young lady. And I actually agree with her on this point. But I guarantee you that if she was to elaborate just a little bit more, because it kind of ends right here at this point. And this is what I say about these clown podcasters who don't ask questions and have her actually elaborate on what she's saying. If she were to elaborate on that part, it's going to come down to what he actually spends on her. Here's where I actually agree with her. And it starts before you ever find out what amount is in his bank account. Because she can refer to the Bible, right? And she can pick and choose what she's going to say from the Bible. But the Bible says that the husband and the wife become one, of one flesh. You know where I'm going with that? That leads to, how many names are on the bank account? Is both the husband name and the wife name on the bank account? Now, I know what people are going to say. People are going to look at me and say, "Ooh, well, ease up, fellas. Pay attention." Because just before this, baby girl was talking about all of these things, all of these classes and all of these things that y'all need to be in order to teach someone how to be a wife, how to be a husband. That's what she was talking about. Which is money coming out of the pocket to teach people how to be basically decent to their partner and to worry about their... You should have been taught to be decent all your life. You should have been taught that when you love someone and you care about somebody, you wouldn't do anything to that person that you wouldn't want done to you. My money is not my money. Your money is not your money. It's our money. The next thing you want to look at is reasonable to what most pay periods are, which is every 2 weeks, every 15 days or so, every 14, 15 days or so. How many deposits are going into this account? If in a 2-week period, 3 deposits or more go into that account, then nothing needs to be asked. There's no questions to be asked. But if you're looking in that 2-week period, only 1 or 2 deposits have been made, and if 2 deposits are 1 week, exactly 1 week apart, now you need to ask questions. Questions like, is she a homemaker? Questions like, what are the dynamics of the agreement that the two of you have in that relationship? You see, the direction that she was going in was how much, not that you invest in your marriage, but how much do you invest in your woman? And that's where I come to tell y'all that shit is all the way wrong. Now, let's say that there's 3 or more deposits in those 2 weeks. That means both of them are more than likely contributing to that one account. The next thing you want to look at is there more money going into the account than what goes out? Because now we're talking about growth. We're talking about change. We're talking about the ability to be able to do more things. Because if there's more money coming into the account than what goes out, then the account is growing. You know what that leads to? Growth of the relationship. Growth of the marriage. The ability to build. The ability to ascend. The ability to love in a different space whenever the time is right. Go back and watch the video. This video right here. The one that I'm making. You know what I just explained? Being equally yoked. One life, one love, one heartbeat, one vision. You see, where we usually go wrong is you have 2 people who get together and they both want to live their own life and their own dream, even though they're trying to be together. And the moment that shit goes astray, the moment that you want 2 totally different things, the one moment that you can't agree on some of the most basic shit, your relationship is in trouble. this young lady did an excellent job of masking what she was actually saying, which was one person invests in the other and the other one gets invested in. Investing in your marriage has nothing to do with money. It's all about time, effort, patience, understanding, loving, and making that person feel important. Sometimes it takes money to do that. Most times it don't. Because the biggest thing about it is like mindsets. As long as the two of you are heading in the same direction, the same time. You see, in order for you to value the relationship, you actually have to be putting something into the relationship. So when you go back to the first part when I was talking about the two names on the bank account, and you get right past that and I started talking about who's contributing to the bank account. If it's one person or the two of them, you see, there are other ways that you have value. If I am out contributing all of the money to the situation, what is it that she's doing? Now you have to ask those questions. You cannot look at the bank account and tell a damn thing. Because if my money is being invested into the relationship and it's all my money that's going into the account, but it's ours once it hits the account, what she's doing inside the household is ours. And that shit holds value. That's the trade out. That's why the questions have to be asked before you can say, I can look into your bank account and tell how much you're investing in your marriage. Because you really can't. Because the real things that actually show love will always be outside of that bank account. God bless. Show.